an adult, um, they say that women are the gatekeepers of sex and men are the gatekeepers of relationship. If a man is not moving forward in a relationship with you, wouldn't that be the enough honesty that you would need? Like, I think some women just want to hear certain words, or, they want to hear a man say, "Oh, well, we're exclusive," or "I want to be with you." And which I believe he should say that. But if he's not doing that, why stick around to, especially for, and I'm talking about the people that are like in relationships for like 4 or 5, 6, like that just stay and, talk about, I want honesty. It's like the proof is in the pudding. Uh, wouldn't you logically think that this man don't really want to be with me? He wants the benefits of being with me.
Well, I think it is based on the possibility of potential. I think that's sometimes where we get caught up as women, is that we're building this life together. We live together. We, do X, Y, and Z together. All of those things, and I think sometimes you get caught up in that and thinking, I invested so much time in this, I don't really want to walk away. And again, at that point, I can't necessarily blame the person who's taking advantage of the situation. You have to be the person that says, man, I really want this, but I see that it's not going in the direction that I necessarily wanted to, and I have to be willing to leave. But to me, it also depends on timing. Like I know you said, like, they in the space 4 or 5 years. It also depends on where you are in your journey of maturity and development too.
Mhm.
Because I know, just putting myself out there, is that when I first met my husband, I had no idea what I was really looking for. I mean, we met young, which is a different scenario, but I had no idea really at that time what I was looking for. And then as I got older and we moved forward, I began to develop a better understanding of self, but that took a few years to do that. So then, a few years went
This is
back.
while you were in the relationship with him or before you guys made it
Yes. So
official?
at 18, I met my husband at 18 in college.
Oh,
So
okay.
of course, I don't know who I am. I have no sense of who I am really. All I knew
What?
is that, oh, he fine, right? I
Mhm.
think that was my standard at that time, is that he was nice. I was able to talk to him and he was cute. I wasn't thinking long term in terms of, would he be a great father? Would he be a great husband? Or whatever. I just enjoyed being in his presence. But then as I began to mature and begin to learn the things that I liked and disliked, there was a point in time that we stopped dealing with each other
Mhm.
and then came back around, and then we got much more serious. But if I look at the time from what we met and was dealing with each other till the time I got married, I was 18 when I met him and didn't get married until I was 25. But the I would say the meat and potatoes of understanding what I wanted, what I was looking for, in between that large gap, was probably the 3 years before we got married.
Gotcha.
All right, go ahead. And did you speak on it already?
No, not yet. These ladies had the back and forth, so I just rested in my
A masculinity.
masculinity. Yeah,
There you
yeah,
go.
yeah, yeah. That's what I was doing, resting in my masculinity. But with that being said, look, ladies, y'all need to open your goddamn mouth. Y'all got everything to say about everything else. You open your goddamn mouth. Ask the tough questions. Just like I encourage every man, ask the tough questions. Get straight to the point. And whatever response is, the answer is, deal with it, move as such. If a man's not going to marry you unless you require him, unless you push him, unless you encourage him at top, really force him. He's not, most men don't voluntarily say, yeah, I'm going to get married. We not. We'll play house with you as long as you allow us to. But now, when you change up the scenarios, now we're forced to make a decision. Are we going to invest in this woman? Is she worth investing in? or we're going to move on and let her be and give her back to the streets and allow somebody else to bless her with a last name. That's the decision men got to make. If you put the ball in their court, but if you don't, we're going to do what we're going to continue to do. We're going to continue to fuck on you. We're going to continue to eat, break bread with you. We're going to continue to play house, may pay some bills here and there, and do what we do. So, ladies, ask the tough questions. Open your damn mouth. If that's what you require, a commitment and a marriage, then say that then. That should be one of the first 3 dates. Letting the man know, hey, I want to get married. My intentions are to be married. My intention is not to be somebody's lifetime boyfriend or girlfriend or significant other. No, I want to be married. I want a different last name. I want your last name, if that's what it's meant to be. But if it's not, then let it be known, because I promise you, he's going to continue to move like he's going to move. But you gotta let your intentions be known. Just like a man needs to let his intentions be known. What he's looking for in a wife, just like you need to let him know what you're looking for in a husband. That should be one of the tough interrogating questions I talk about. I make sure I ask about. What's your intention? What are you looking for? What is your standard? How do you communicate? How do you handle conflict? All of that should be all inclusive. And if you're not doing it, don't get mad later on down 5-6 years down the road, you still ain't got that engagement. Don't be mad at him 10 years down the road, y'all breaking up and you feel like you wasted 10 goddamn years. Well, yeah, you wasted it because you didn't say shit. You said you sat on your ass and just did what you wanted to do. Instead of putting it out there, letting it be known, this is my intention. Let's make it happen. And guess what, ladies? You need to have a timetable. Whatever that is, put a timetable out there. I expect this within a 2-year time frame. 2 years from now, I want to be moved into our home, married, happy together, looking at plans on maybe building and creating a family, whatever that is.
You're absolutely right, because even in my situation, I went in knowing initially, and that's why I say I know my situation is very unique in the fact that, I knew part of, well, my, back then when being a 5%er was a, big thing, like in New York, or whatever. So that was when I met my husband. That was the journey that he was on. And I knew early on that was his thing, that, I don't believe in marriage. If you my woman, I'm gonna commit to that. And that's what it's going to be. Da, 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 da. And, for me, I remember having one conversation with him one time. And I said, well, I do plan on being married at some point. I knew I wasn't ready at that stage, but I did say, I do plan on being married. And either that will be with you or with somebody else, but I will be getting married. That was my expectation. I never brought up marriage to him ever again after that conversation about what my plans are, what my intentions are. And he understood that, and he ended up, we ended up getting married, even though, I mean, to this day, people be like, oh, so what is that word? Like you pigeonhole him, or you gave him an ultimatum. Call it what you want. Call it what you want. But he saw enough value in me, whether he believed in marriage or not, whether he wanted to or not. But he knew that the way to keep me in his life would be, this is what I'm going to have to do to maintain a relationship with her, forever. Because I was not willing to just be like, okay, we can have a lifetime partnership or what have you. I would have been willing to walk away, and he knew that. And I was enough value for him to say, even though, marriage is not a big thing to me, I don't feel like I need it. She needs it. So in order to secure that, I'm willing to give that to her because I want her in my life. So men will do that if they find you a value for them in their life. It's when they don't, where they'll keep playing the card.